The ASEAN conference was in session in Vientiane. The Indian Prime Minister, along with the External Affairs Minister and the Prime Ministers of 9 other countries, were to ceremonially flag off the cars for the second phase of the rally. In his address, Dr. Manmohan Singh said, the official flag-off ceremony was restricted to 11 lead cars. The Indian Prime Minister was there, and with him were also the Indian entourage. After the flag-off ceremony, the rally went through the city of Vientiane. The rally then moved on to the hotel for the night halt and the usual extravaganza. Lao PDR is not an affluent country, but the people here have very warm hearts that they opened out to the rallyists. They waved and cheered and shouted when the rally passed. The usual police escort vehicle was there, but unlike in Thailand, the speed here was much lower. The rally was now moving towards Vietnam. At the Lao Bao border of Vietnam, the rallyists had to complete the usual formalities. There were 2 receptions, one as the rally left Lao PDR and one as they entered Vietnam. By the time the rally completed its formalities and could begin its journey into Vietnam, the sun was almost on the verge of setting below the horizon. In Vietnam, right-hand drive vehicles are prohibited. It took special efforts and special sanction from their parliament to allow right-hand drive vehicles to be driven across Vietnam. The traffic had increased by the time the rallyists reached Hue, the former capital of Vietnam. It was nearly 11 p.m. This old town with fortified walls reminiscent of the old time and the wonderful hospitality extended at the hotel gave the rallyists a gala time. However much the rallyists wished to stay back, they had to hit their beds, since they were scheduled to move out by 5 o'clock the next morning. As the rally travelled across this wonderful country, one saw glimpses of the discipline that got into them from young age. The Vietnam government had opened a modern 7-kilometer long tunnel for the rally cars. It is a feat of engineering. The tunnel was yet to be formally opened. History was created by the rally cars as they passed through the tunnel across a hill. Driving along the South China Sea coast and looking beyond the emerald blue sea, one really wondered how such a delicately pleasant country could become a victim of man-made B-52s. In places, one could still glimpse some of the old war machines. Lunch was at Da Nang. The name still reverberated around the memory bank. The children of today who played on the band did not reflect the agony that their earlier generations had withstood. Interestingly enough, in the whole of Vietnam, getting to see old people was a rarity. Possibly the older generation suffered so much that they could hardly be seen in the open. The rally drove towards Nha Trang. Rated as one of the best beach sites in the world, Nha Trang indeed provided a spectacle of infinite appreciation. The seaside resort is full of world-class hotels and is a tourist's delight. In fact, Vietnam is so endowed with natural beauty, with mountains and rivers and seas, that one really wonders how one could ever think of using the napalm to devastate the splendors of nature. On the 3rd of December, the rally traveled from Nha Trang to Ho Chi Minh City. Young school-going boys and girls in their immaculate white dresses cycled to school and back, and they had the right of way. Interestingly, there are many Cham temples in Vietnam. Chams are people who supposedly migrated from India around the 2nd century. They were Hindus and used Sanskrit as their language. A typical Cham dress is reminiscent of the Indian dhoti, and they still wear a ceremonial headgear. The Cham temples also reflect Hindu influence. The architecture, the sculpture, the arts on the walls, and even the deity inside resembles our Durga. And there is the obvious Shiv Ling. Interestingly, there are so many Cham temples in Vietnam that one really wonders how these people migrated across the mountains and the seas and built so many temples around. The Chams apparently ruled till the 17th century. Thereafter, war made them a minority. Incense sticks still burn in these temples, and Cham priests still worship at these temples. As the rally neared Ho Chi Minh City, the traffic became thicker. Police escorts helped the rally move forward. So dense is the traffic that parking a car becomes a show of driving skill. At Ho Chi Minh City, one saw some rather interesting wine bottles displayed prominently with snakes inside. We were told drinking that is not just to kill pain, but also to enjoy very high spirits. Sitting on the footpaths, a lot of families enjoyed their supper. Vietnam is a country where two-wheelers are aplenty, and that really is an understatement. The evening was again full of music and lovely food, and even a fashion show. Dignitaries and ministers attended the dinner. The rallyists enjoyed the traditional Vietnamese music and could get to see some of the most interesting indigenous instruments. Starting for Saigon on the 4th of December and traveling through a modern expressway, the rally reached Moc Bai, 58 kilometers away. This was the border town of Vietnam that connected to Ba Vat on the Cambodian side. The rally had almost crossed the whole of Vietnam and was on the verge of going into yet another country. After entering Cambodia, the rallyists had to cross the famous Mekong River. The government of Cambodia had arranged for special ferries, and it indeed was a delight crossing the great river.
Rocking, mean, this is stunning. I don't think any event in the world could have been put together in a better way. The first India ASEAN Rally 2004, the most incredible of experiences in anybody's lifetime.
It was a short drive. It, however, offered the rallyists an opportunity to help a school without electricity. The rally chairman stood and collected funds to buy a generator. In the rally, certain unique characters dominated all the halls. One was Mahesh, the trauma specialist, a doctor from Hyderabad. Young, energetic, vibrant, full of fun, Mahesh enthralled the crowd wherever he went. He proved himself to be a natural everywhere. Mahesh had also composed a song on the rally. Many a rallyist joined him in a chorus.
ASEAN, Convoy 1 and Convoy 2, we make a total of 62.
As the rallyists reached Phnom Penh, the capital of Cambodia, a fabulous welcome awaited them. Flower bouquets were presented. Phnom Penh is a city that the world knows. Beautiful landscape and lovely people that suffered the horrors and traumas of the Pol Pot. One really wonders how traumatic the sufferings must have been. As a reminder to the generations to come, a school renovated into a museum stood in memory of the atrocities. On the 5th of December, the rally moved on